Brothers, sisters, and others of all colors, welcome back to another update video. I wanted to talk about the state of the things, the state of the channel, and what's been going on recently in my life. Why I stopped working on my stuff, and why, what the fuck? Yo, this board, I bought this board because it has a fucking high-ass turn radius. Or sorry, a low-ass turn radius. But really, that's the problem. It has a high-ass turn. And it's dog shit. It's dog. Woof, woof, woof. Anyways. But yeah, I'm having trouble. A lot of it. Yeah, I've been hoping. Okay. Fuck it. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do this. This is the one that's gonna get uploaded. So, yeah. Gamers, I've been having a time, okay? Long story short, I have a lot of very important skills and talents, and I don't think any of them are, like, I'm not a very great game developer, I'm not very well practiced or anything like that. And of course I need practice, but the thing is, I realize that these skills and talents are, like, probably a bigger deal for the world than making it. At least, that's what I'm worried about. That's why I've been sort of straddling the line whether or not I want to do it. I mean, that's not the only reason. My other reason is because, like, I'm dealing with stuff, like, you know, life, you know how life hands you, like, a bunch of, like, really bad stuff, and then, like, okay, well, you gotta make the most out of this, because, like, you only have so many chips, right? And some of the chips are gonna be black, some of the chips are gonna be white. I guess that's kind of black and white, but, you know, some of the chips are darker gray, some of the chips are lighter gray. That's the point. And you gotta make the most out of all the chips that you get, because you always have the same amount of chips, no matter how black or how white the chips are. You have to equalize, maximize the value of all the chips, right? Because, yeah, we all have the same resources. And I've been dealing with my own stuff. I've been dealing with all of the black chips that I have, all of the dark stuff. Right now I'm working on getting back into my body because, yeah, I've really disconnected myself and my body from my emotions. Like, it's really bad, bro. It's really fucking bad. And I'm working on that stuff right now. I basically, it's that, and then, like, I don't know, I've just been feeling like total dog shit. I don't fully understand it, but I really wanted to try it. And I've been doing a little bit of work to try to, like, understand it. The reason I was about to say I'm doing a lot of work to try and understand it. I was going to say that, and then I was like, well, you know, I've also kind of been avoiding it. I try to be as honest with myself as I can be. But anyways, I'm at 140. What's going on? Is this the best this board's got? Anyways, see the max speed. Okay, well I guess you're not going to be seeing that for a second. Yeah. I don't know. I got really distracted on my way to making video games. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and I'm gonna figure out all this stuff. Like, I realized that, like, it's not just a matter of like getting up and doing the thing is like half the battle. There's a reason why it's so hard. There's a reason why it feels so bad. The reason why I have acted the way I did, felt the way I felt throughout my life, and my goal was to get to the bottom of that, and then from there it'll be a lot easier to change my behavior because I'll know how to do the thing. And I've done so much, I've done so much journaling, writing, so much freaking self-improvement stuff. Or at least I've experimented with it. I haven't really stuck with it long enough actually for it to amount to anything except journaling. That and my metaphysical ponderings. But the thing is, like, what the fuck? How are you supposed to get through that? So yeah, I've been trying to work through my issues before actually doing things, and I ended up basically gaining skills that are probably more useful for the world than that. And now I'm grappling with the issue of, do I do the thing that's actually important, or I'm grappling with the fact that I've put so much stock and so much value into the thing to do my whole life that now that I have to leave it behind, even if it's just for a short while, like, it's still like, I'm having a fucking dog shit time with it. I'm having a dog shit time. Part of me is like, I want to believe, and I also have obligation. I want to believe that I can make this game happen, that I can make Bond happen, I can do all the things I want to do. I want to believe I can make it happen throughout the world, and I also feel like, kind of held down by that. I feel restricted and like tied. My hands are tied because but I also, it's like, you give in to the tied hands or the hanged man energy, or you resist the tides of life and get swept up in it anyways, you get left behind and turned into an example of what not to do, how not to live. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I can't listen to myself without thinking. I don't even know how to listen to myself thinking compassion to myself without thinking I'm a horrible person, or I need to be changed, I need this advice. I need to take this advice and I need to change. And really, honestly, I just kind of feel like I just patience, compassion, and somebody to listen. Somebody to listen to me. I'm not looking to change my life. I have all the advice in the world. And there's a lot to work on, and there's a lot that I am working on. Working on this emotional stuff, working on trying to undo years of physical neglect, no offense to my caretaker, she did the best job that she can, but you know, she did the best she could. But this was like, it was bad, dude. Trying to eat healthy meals, trying to like stay in decent. In fact, that's not even the problem. Eating healthy meals is great, but sometimes I have trouble eating at all in a day. You know. Sometimes I just go a long time without eating, and it's like, it's just like an untrained instinct, I'm pretty sure. Finally, this goddamn curve is kicking. Yeah, it's like untrained instinct to like take care of myself, and that's not good. And I need to like stuff about that, but that also leads to these emotional problems that are coming up that I don't fully understand at all. Like, and when I do get that knowledge, I'm kind of unsure of what to do with it. Especially things like self-criticism, which I have to unlearn, like heavy self-criticism, heavy self-doubt. These are all things I have to unlearn and work through, and I'm working through these things slowly but surely. I've been really fucking procrastinating on this goddamn meditation hack, and, that's tough. I need to I gotta do this gratitude journal stuff. I gotta work on body scans so I can get more, so I can be more present. There's a lot that I'm working on. There's a lot that I need to integrate, that I need to learn, physically, from a body, physically doing things perspective, not from a mental, oh, this is the knowledge I need to know type perspective. A lot of things in my life where it's just a matter of
I'm using everything I've got.
Just doing the thing enough, doing the thing consistently and put on it. And I'm working on that stuff, or at least trying to, and trying to work on not constantly redirecting myself too. That's another issue I deal with. Is I always have a new idea. Always, and I'm not looking down on that, not at all. But that's a skill of mine, talent, thing that I'm good at. It's a gift. My gift. Always knowing how to improve something. Always knowing how to change something. Always knowing how to make something better. Not looking down on that, but I'm also saying that I have to work on actually, I have to work on doing stuff. I'm worried that sometimes if I constantly redirect myself, then I won't have any kind of direction. And girls are kind of cool. Anyways, I got hella problems, and we all have hella problems. I'm not saying nobody else has problems. I'm not saying that at all, really. But, this whole thing has kind of kept me. This whole thing has kind of kept me behind on things like content creation, things like my projects. I'm focused on all this other stuff, and well, I can't say it has kept me up because there are other problems that I have, like video games. My problem. I know that's an issue. I know I can't just play League of Legends all day to run from my problems. There are a lot of times, like recently, I'll describe the average day of my game development. It is I get on Godot, and then I start running. I start doing some game development stuff. I think about a problem that I have and that I want to fix with my game, or a feature I want to add that I want to fix with my game, and I start working on it. And usually in code, you do a lot of tests, but I have a nasty habit of not doing any tests, trying to like raw dog the whole thing so that it works the first time, and then like while I'm working on this thing so that it works the first time, I'm not seeing any of the results. I'm not getting any feedback about it. And so I've written this like whole tornado of code that like I can't fucking that's tough to navigate through or understand. Because I try to do it all at once without like consistently testing it every step along the way. So I don't even know like what the hell I coded all the way. So I'm trying to hold all that information in my mind. It feels like I code like I wanna, like I need to know everything. And that's another thing. I code very perfectionistically. I code like peace and love to myself, of course, because it's not always, easy to deal with criticism. But I code in a way that is not really super enjoyable. And I know it sounds stupid, like, oh yeah, just code in a better way that's more enjoyable. Again, I'm working on that. I'm trying to code in a way that's more enjoyable, but there are times where it's the right thing to do. But anyways, the point is, let's go back to going through the situation. So I'm working on this code, and while I'm coding it, I'm constantly in the future that problems in the future that I might run into, like, oh yeah, well, like for example, the giver thing. At first I thought, well, I can just make a function to give rewards to the player from like a global, and that'll just do the trick. Wow, I'm getting my fucking ass kicked. Hold on, I gotta... How does this go? Okay. So I'm working on the giver thing, and I'm like, okay, well... Alright, so I could just use a function. And it's like, I can't use a function because a function is, I won't know if, like, that thing has been called multiple times to give those rewards. And it's like, well, how do I keep track of giving? You know what I mean? It's things like that appear in my thought process when I code. And I think about things like how much technical debt, which is really just like how much work in the future that I'm creating for myself with the code that I'm coding now. So like, let's say you code a thing, and it's every time you code that thing, you have to make like 15 other things from scratch, right? Versus the guy who codes a thing and then he has like 3 things he needs to make from scratch, if at all. Or maybe he doesn't need to make anything from scratch because this thing is built off a bunch of pre-coded components and he just slaps them into his program, right? One situation where the guy has to constantly code new things is going to require a lot more work and a lot more time than the other, right? You're gonna want the guy. You're gonna want to code it like the guy who has a thing you put a bunch of parts on and just make it work. And that's basically what technical debt is. It's, in fact, it goes beyond code. It's more like all of the things of the development process that create these like time gaps that create this like extra time that stretch out the development time. But anyways, back to the coding. When I'm coding, I fucking criticize myself. I worry about like what I'm doing. I worry about if it's any good. I worry about the future. And then I oftentimes I rush myself to do that I don't like I'm not ready to do yet in the code. I feel like I kind of rush myself to have everything done at once while I'm coding. Bad foundation for oh shit. Worth, hella worth. You take those. What the hell? Okay. So we're in 7th place now. At least we're not in 8th, which is better than too far ahead. I mean, if I was in 8th place, I'd be worried, because look where Knuckles is. But yeah, I've been fucking around a lot. Yeah, and this is how everything works. Not just coding. Coding, this is how I do everything, and it's not very good. It's not very helpful, and it's not very enjoyable. I don't like the way I do. It's horrible, and if it was as easy as just changing it, I would have freaking changed it. I'm working on that. I'm working on just changing it, and it sucks. It's hard. I'm not having a great time. And I feel like a fucking asshole for even mentioning that I'm not having a great time. But that's besides the point. That's a whole other issue. That, and I feel like talents use the things that are more important than game development. At least that's how I worry about that. At least it's what I worry about. And I also don't like that either. No, this really is first world problem. It really is. You know, because I don't have that much to worry about particularly. There's nothing particularly pressing. Everything I experience as an issue is like purely psychological in nature. It's every issue I have is all like on the, it's all like, not physical, it's like, it's mental, like experiential, it's emotional. They're all internal issues. And that's what I'm, you know, it's like habitual problem, things like that. You know, I'm not struggling with debt or anything, or like, I live free. Like, I don't have to go to a job I hate, at least not right now. lot of stuff that I can be grateful for, of course. That's something that I see. You know, and I'm definitely aware that I have like a lot of personal. 1 minute? 1 minute's kind of crazy. Bruh. Meant to click restart. So yeah, that's why I haven't really done much like Pokemon streams at all. Because, yeah, I've been trying to change like what I do with my streams. Because like the whole point of the live streams was to, like, I had a lot of reasons for live streaming. Live streaming would be a way for me to like put my voice out there. It would be a way for me to work on my games while putting my voice out there, which is which is the thing that's important. You know what? We take those. We take those. 1,000 per. Oh, okay, we don't take these. That's for sure. Yeah, live stream would help me get my voice out there. I could play video games. I could like. I could do. I could play video games. I could make video games on my live stream while putting my ideas out there. And I can put myself out there, which is like part of what, you know, I'm tasked with doing. Part of my destiny. To be seen. You know, a voice. Be famous. You know. To talk about the things that I've learned in my life experiences and help people. I know, you know, I'm aware of that, and what. Oh, ass. Hold on. Try this again. So that's why I even started live stream, because I believed it would be important. I believed it would be the best way for me to reconcile all of the different things. But yeah, so I've been trying to get back into game development live streams. But, you know, somewhere along the way, I kind of lost them. I've been enjoying the viewership, and I do appreciate you guys. You know, I appreciate all the people who, and all the times we've had playing Pokemon, like the Electrify fucking Sharpedo Pikachu, like the time where they stole GP's team, Glorious Plays' team, all like the weird rivalries we've had. You know, we've had a lot of fun on that stream, and I appreciate that. There's no way I'm reaching the goal in under a minute, man. So yeah, let's try to get some goddamn rings grabbed. We'll try to grab some rings, man. Maybe that'll be a lot simpler than time maxing. yeah, um, anything else I need to talk about in terms of the projects? Let's see. I started again on Bond. My friend had been working on this thing, which is kind of important. We can get a better grade than this. Hey, fuck you, Eggman. Piece of shit. But anyways, yeah. Okay. So, what do we have? We have streaming, game development. Yeah. I would have had this freaking product RPG shit done, but I've been really trying to focus on this. I've been really trying to focus on my body, my needs, and it's gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, well, like if I'm feeling too bad, like I probably shouldn't touch it, you know, like. Nah, I know for a fact I can do better than this. I was so close, but I missed like hella rings hit. Back yeah, I added those stories because I was working on, I was going to use the Outcast universe to make stories because I believe that I couldn't work on the Outcast or video games anymore. I believe that I needed to change my life. But that's what I needed. Like it wasn't just like it wasn't all just like, hey, I'm fucking this up right now. It wasn't all just like about needing to appeal to destiny. It was about like me trying to find self again, me trying to find my passion again, my zest for life again. That's another reason why I was about to quit game development for a moment, and it's not because I believed I couldn't do it. It's not because I believed that. It's not because I wasn't quitting out of like. I was quitting fully knowing, like, okay, I'm coming right the fuck back the moment my fucking, like, I'm gonna get my swagger back, and I'm gonna fucking come right the fuck back, like, I haven't given up on making video games in years, and I cannot see any real reason. In fact, reason isn't even, like, the point. I don't give a fuck about reason. But, like, I I will look for any in. So, like, I I don't care. I've been at this for 20 years. I've been on and off different products. I'm gonna fucking make it. That's what I've decided, and that's what fucking happened. That's what the fuck is gonna happen. Like, I don't care if I gotta take it. I was worried about the details. I was worried about the fact that I'd never do it again, and that's why I've been really. I've been changing my path and my changing what I do living, despite the fact that I have like skills and talents as somebody who's like a life coach. Despite the fact that I have like an obvious talent for healing, despite the fact that I have burgeoning psychic abilities, I've like I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to actually do this stuff. I've been trying to manage like doing everything at once. I've been trying to manage this, but yeah. The grind ones are super fucking easy. All of the well, the power ones are tough. Yeah. It's not a lack of resolve. Sometimes I deal with anxiety. Sometimes I deal with like moments of procrastination. Sometimes I deal with like freezing up. Or it's like it's a freeze response. Sometimes I deal with like self-criticism and negative thoughts. I take a lot of like very frequent breaks. I take frequent long breaks, and like I often get distracted in my process, making me coding, especially if I get stuck. So, like if I step away because I get stuck some processing, kind of stubborn too. And I holy shit. Okay, that one was what the fuck. Okay, okay. Maybe I underestimated this one. This one's kind of hard because that was like some of these grinds are terrifying. But yeah, it's not for a lack of resolve. It's not because I plan on quitting. And sometimes I'm like, well, maybe I should take care of myself. Well, guess what? That is hope. You know, hope. Is that all of them?
Sweet.
I think it is. Extreme, baby. The problem is, I might need to quit. I might have to quit, but I don't want to quit. It's not need or want. It's like, hey, if you don't do this, something really bad is gonna happen. It's not like if. It's not a matter of life and death. So it's a matter of like, am I gonna get fucked by this? Am I gonna get fucked by quitting or not? Am I gonna get fucked by this or not? I'm damn sure I can get an X on. Yes, sir. That's a double S. No ways. No ways, bro. Ways. Me in high school? I really think I could probably get. No. But yeah. I am dealing with there's more to it. You know, not just a matter of like me and the problems that I want to solve. Me and like the life I want to solve. And when I say these things, my goal isn't to make you feel sorry. And you can. That's how you, if that's how you feel, that's valid. You know, because I'm just trying to make it like everybody else. Trying to get through the day, trying to work through my problems like anybody else. So but I really not get a fucking X. Give my timing. That was the latest I could pull. That's an A. God damn it. Double A. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I do want to let you guys know what's going on, right? That's the whole point of the video. That's an explanation about like life. Oh yeah. Sorry, I got swept up in some. Yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of like crazy anxiety and depression, but you know, I really feel like that's not. It's a byproduct of the problem. It's not like it's a byproduct of things in my life that have gone wrong. The byproduct of existence. It's the aftershock of a problem. You know, aftershock of something that's unsolved or undealt, or you know, even it may even be like the silent like rumblings, sort of. What am I looking for? It's like the ripple, right? It's like if I finish, it's not just if I fix the thing. Like that's the way things have been, and That's pretty epic. Yeah. I deal with a little bit of anxiety, depression, and all that stuff. The average, the typical, the usual stuff, okay? The stuff that everybody deals with. Alright. You know, that hasn't made this whole thing easier. For that. Is what it is. Life, brother. I think I actually have run out of talk about. So yeah, I think we're just gonna finish up and I'll end it. Honestly, I'm kind of worried that nobody will really see you at all, or that it won't really have any value or things. But at the end of the day, at least I feel better about it. I don't even think I'm gonna freaking. At least I feel better about it. I'm not even gonna like I'm just gonna upload. I'm not even editing it. So we're just raw dog. There's some other stuff I want to talk about. Okay. I was worried about. Right. So talk about Bond, Outcast. That was a bad trick. Yeah, the game is kind of a mess. There are a lot of things I feel like I would like to write. That's a. But I really gotta focus on like progress, moving forward, and hitting those stones. I really gotta focus on actually like making product art or finishing the product RPG, product and actually getting the designs, all the work that. Next thing, I might actually be doing some art for characters. But I don't know if I reveal all that. That's a double A, bro. That's dog shit. Trying to make up for it. Thought I was gonna get Project RPG done by May, by by July, but I actually couldn't. I I was working on a quest system, and the quest system kind of broke. I found an add-on called Quest Manager that would do that stuff. Well, that didn't really work out. Like, I have not been able to get it. I don't know why it doesn't work, but it just doesn't. That's. I'll keep working with it. I'll keep trying to figure it out. But if not, I'll just have to write my own quest system, which sucks. But that's what you gotta do. In terms of Bond, I had to redo the rig. Still working on the rig again, and I haven't touched it in a few days, and I gotta touch it soon. I've also been thinking about making articles, because yeah, again, I need to put these other skills. Like, they're important. Oh yeah, I guess I should have the video now. Maybe there'll need to be some edit.